morning, you guys. We are here for another installment of Mornin Oats with my brother, in case you didn't know. We got our oats, got our coffee, so let's start the discussion. I actually have a question that I want to ask you, my brother, and I told him that I was like, hey, I want to record a video with you, but I want to ask you a question, but I don't really want to tell you what the question is, because I want to hear what like his honest, I guess honest answer would be. So
yeah, see, if you ask me a question and give me time to think about it, I'm most definitely gonna lie. So now he's just gonna give me the time to not do that.
So the question that I had for you was, when you saw how heavy I was and stuff, and like how that was going for me, and like how where I was headed as far as like my life and stuff, like what was going through your head? I think it's kind of interesting to know like what was going through your, like my family's head when they saw basically me killing myself, you know what I mean, over a period of time. So like what was it that was kind of going through your head?
I think for me, and it's more of like a character flaw I have than a good thing, where I kind of allow people to just kind of live their life, and I don't really do much to like intervene. Like if someone wants to hurt themselves, if someone wants to, obviously I'm not gonna allow someone to like physically in front of my eyes hurt themselves, but if someone's making decisions that are obviously hurting their trajectory in life, if they're not doing things to achieve themselves, my kind of view is that, well, I'm not doing that great in my life. Like I'm not this amazing, super successful person. So why would my opinion matter over what they want to do? So if they want to live their life, I'm going to be there for them while they're living their life. But I'm not the person who's going to be like, hey, you're wrong, I'm right, you need to listen to me about this. And so I think I kind of kept that perspective of he's living his life. If he asks me, he knows how I feel about it. He knows that he really should. He's got enough people in his life telling him that he really should. And so I'm not going to be the guy who every time I see him is going to be like, hey, you know, you really should try to lose your weight. That doesn't help anything. And so I just want you to know, like, I'm your brother throughout the entire thing. If you're heavy, if you're skinny, if you're fit, whatever, like, I'm still your brother. And I didn't want you to feel like I would always be that person who was always like constantly trying to be like, well, you should really look into losing weight.
Yeah, something to do with too was like my own, I don't know, guys are attacking us. My own, like how I treated people that would say something. Like, so if someone would say, oh, you should lose weight, it was almost like they were insulting me. Like, I didn't see it as them being nice to me or as them like trying to help me out. I saw it as them just trying to basically like make fun of me. And that's like something that maybe you probably, I'm not sure if you ever saw that, but like with mom, right? My mom would always try and do things to get me to lose weight. Like we even I almost got like weight loss surgery. I talked about that in the video. I almost got weight loss surgery. Like she was always like, she knew that it was a problem. Like weight loss and like learning about nutrition and stuff isn't your entire life. You don't know how to really do anything about stuff. You know what I mean? You know, like she didn't know how to, you didn't know how to really like make me lose weight. There's like, it's like we didn't understand it because in their minds, I'm not sure if you knew this, but like we were eating the same stuff. Now, obviously I was going into my room and eating more or getting extra stuff, but I don't think like we realized how much of it, like how many calories can be in like just an extra thing, you know, or like extra, because that's what my problem ended up being was it would be like instead of getting just one McDouble, like maybe you would, I'd get two and not thinking, but if you think about it really, that's double the amount of calories.
And also, I think another thing that I always wanted to say was the same thing where like if you want someone in your family to lose weight, it can't be, well, good luck, you know, like you need to kind of have that support system, and you kind of need to have that, and it's not necessary, and if you don't find it in your family, you can still find it in other people. Yeah. If I wanted him to lose weight, it would mean that the things that I'm doing that weren't causing me to gain weight, I would still need to change. Yeah. And so I think if I wanted you to change, I knew that would mean that I would have to change. Yeah. Which would, I don't know.
I know where you're kind of going. So like saying like if we're actually gonna bring it to an example, right? Say our whole family has always loved soda, right? You would agree? Mm-hmm. We've always drank tons of soda. So if I were to really try and lose weight and they were to, and I will never, you guys know how I am. I will never say that it's anyone else's fault but my own for the size that I got to, right? If I really did want to lose weight, the times that I would try, it was like, I need everyone to kind of be on board with me on this, because if you're not going to be here with me, you're just gonna have soda in the house, and I guarantee that I'm gonna drink it if it's there. Even if I know it's not mine, I didn't buy it, it's not mine, I'm gonna drink it. But the thing that's funny is when I did start losing, actually like this path that I'm on now, this journey that I'm on now, when I started doing that, when I started doing this one, like nobody was, it's not like, I don't want to say nobody was with me, but like it's not like, it didn't turn into this whole like, everyone has to do this with me. It was so like myself. I remember I woke up and and I started like losing the weight, and I remember like people come up to me like, what? Where is this coming from? Like, why? What? This is so random. And I remember it was just like, this is what I want to do. And it was like, there was nothing that was gonna stop me. Not even if there's soda in the house, even if there's all this stuff in the house. So I think there's almost like levels of, I want to do this, but I'm gonna need the help from people. I'm gonna need the support from my family. And then there's like at that point where you get that breaking point where it's like, I don't care about anyone else. I'm going to do this for myself. I don't care if there's soda in the house. I don't care if there's all this stuff in the house. Yeah, it's interesting to see kind of like, because I've always, obviously, when someone's morbidly obese, it's obviously hurting them, right? It's killing you, right? I've always wanted to know like how it made like my family feel. Like what about, let's see, like did you ever have to deal with people maybe saying things to you, like not to me, you know what I mean? I wasn't there, maybe people coming up to you and talking to you about my weight, and like how would you handle a situation like that if you could think of maybe like an example?
I mean, it happened a lot actually.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. If I was at a place where we were mutually known, it was kind of like this under hushed tones. Someone would come up to me, take me aside, like, hey man, like, I heard about your brother, like, what, like, if he keeps on going down this way, like, he's gonna have health problems, he's gonna die early. And it'd always be like this talk to me about it. Those conversations were like awkward for me, you know, because I was just like, yeah, you know, like, I agree, I see everything you're saying, don't have this conversation with me though. Like, it never was like this passing thing, it was always like, pull me aside a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Pull me into a corner.
Because that's them trying to be polite. Like, they're not just gonna be like, hey bro, your brother's fat.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to lose, hopefully. I mean, there are people that are like that, right?
Yeah.
But,
so I kind of, you know, I can think of multiple occasions where that happened, and I would just be like, you know, like...
How would that make you feel? I'm not trying to be a therapist, but like, I'm always interested. I know how that would have made me feel. Would it like ruin your whole day? Or would it just be like, that's weird?
Yeah, it wouldn't ruin my day. Yeah. It would just kind of be like, I mean, I'd think about that every time I see them, you know what I mean? Like, and so it kind of like puts that there where it's like, you know, if someone disapproves of something you do, like, the next time you see them, that's just, you just can't help but think, they disapprove of me, they don't like me, they blah, blah, blah. And so you'd see this person and you think like, man, like, I hope they're not like judging me based on my brother, you know what I mean? Like, do they think that I don't care, or do they think that I'm not willing to do what it takes? And again, it's one of those things where you just kind of have this mindset of like, it sucks and that is their life, you know? And like, as much as he knows that he should get fit, it wasn't like you were just like this.
See, that's a point. I think I know exactly where you're going. That's a point where I think if someone that's living their life isn't morbidly obese or has never really had anyone very close to them that's morbidly obese, I don't think they understand that most of the time it's not like the person's just straight up shoveling food and like that's all they do. You know what I mean? Because like people think of obesity and like morbidly obese, because I use that word because I mean that's where I was, right? As like this thing where it's like this person does not care about anything other than eating food. When I was big, I mean I did a lot of stuff. I played drums, I still skated, you know what I mean? I did all this stuff, and I feel like people, if you don't have someone that's in your life that has been there, you don't really get, like, you think in your head, at least this is, I mean obviously I can't really say this is exactly true because I was obese, so I can't say how someone that doesn't have anyone in their life would think, but I feel like you would think like, why, I don't get it, why you just stop eating, you know? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So I don't know, that's just interesting to kind of like, it would be, I wonder if it would be like talking to someone that has never known anyone, but I can't ever do that because everyone I know knew me. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm glad I asked you that question. So that's gonna be the end of the video, you guys. Almost done with my oatmeal. He's only eaten like 3 bites of his.
I'm the slow eater. That's
he eats like a little baby turtle.
Flashback to the rice cake challenge.
Oh gosh. It was so bad. But yeah, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Also, if you guys, I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but at the beginning of the video, I have a new intro. I'm really excited about it. The reason that I had the intro before that I had was because I had ran out of all my oatmeal. So I just got a shipment in and I was really excited, so I wanted to make a new intro with the my oatmeal. And also, there's gonna be some really cool stuff happening with the my oatmeal, so I'm really excited about that. But thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my brother's channel, it'll be linked down below.
Subscribe to it.
Let's do it. And there was one other thing that we both wanted to say. What was it? Oh yeah. Look up